Hi, welcome to Activity 2.1 of the HP Catalyst Academy course, Blending Computer Skills in Science Curriculums. In the previous activity, you were introduced to the possibility that basic digital skills can be built within the science classroom. In this second activity, we are going to spend some time talking about these basic skills and possible science activities associated with these skills. So let's get started. As science and STEMX teachers, most of us are familiar with science topics. But with this course, you will be stepping into a new role, that of a digital skills trainer. So when it comes to digital skills, where does one begin? In Activity 2.1, we're going to make that a little easier for you. By the end of this unit, you will be able to classify computer skills for elementary or primary classes into four broad categories. You will also be able to identify relevant computer tools for planning their blended science curriculum. And finally, you will be able to map computer abilities, skills, and tools. There are many ways to level computer skills. For the sake of simplicity, we've divided computer skills into four broad stages, going from easy to complex. Each of these stages includes abilities exhibited by students in communicating information and managing ICT. We refer to the abilities that students need to actually develop documents, apply their thoughts, perform analysis as communication abilities. Abilities related to using a computer in general are referred to as ICT management abilities. In the chart on display, we depict each of the four stages. Stage 1 is appropriate for learners who've never seen or worked on a computer before. Stage 2 is for learners who know the parts and understand use of a mouse and keyboard but don't know how to use an application. Stage 3 is where learners begin to get comfortable using two applications in parallel and start using different tools and skills depending on the application. In our scheme of things, at least one of these applications is web-based. Stage 4 is the final stage of the basic digital skill set. Learners continue to become competent at a larger number of applications, especially those intended for collaboration, multimedia, and research. By now, they also understand differences between each application and start to choose the one they need depending on the task and job at hand. Let's begin with stage 1. Stage 1 is the first stage for learners who may very well be touching a computer for the very first time. The first thing they would need to know to do anything at all would be to recognize parts of the computer, and then to be able to turn the thing on and turn the thing off. We are referring to these skills as ICT management skills. To actually interact and use the computer, they will need to learn to use the mouse and the keyboard. Learning these need not be very boring exercise drills. Kids can communicate their inputting abilities via drawings and images and typing words, phrases, and sentences. We would highly recommend simple tools like MS Paint or MS Word or even simple Notepad. At this stage, don't get too worried about using menus, etc. Just let keyboarding or use of mouse become second skin to the students. Science activities can be designed with even these extremely rudimentary skills. And we will get to that in the next activity. But for now, let's look at stage 2. In stage 1, most learners would have worked with images and words separately. In stage 2, they will begin seeing and working with them together. They will learn how to use words and sentences in association with images and manipulate text features such as applying font styles and sizes and use text boxes. In stage 2, learners will learn a little more about saving their work and using the various features of an application such as pull-down menus. We recommend use of PowerPoint for tasks that need combining text and images. Images can be presented to learners for which they will need to input captions. MS Word can also be used for text manipulating tasks. Let's now look at stage 3. In stage 1 and 2, learners worked with only one application at a time. In stage 3, learners will begin to work with two applications in parallel. Further, they will learn to add and delete images and work with text and images between applications. They will also build on their file management abilities and learn how to open, save, and edit their files. We have found that stage 3 is the right time to introduce students to the internet. Accordingly, we always choose a web-based application such as image or text-based search as one application. A productivity tool such as Word and PowerPoint can be the other application. For those of you working with English language learners, try using Google Images first before starting with text-based search. For understanding information on websites, you might also want to teach learners how to use Google Translate so that they can understand English websites in their local language. We finally come to stage 4. This is a great place for learners to begin collaborating, for example, via email and voice conferencing to work on group projects. Use this stage to round off their skills, to ensure that they can work from start to finish on a complete task, selecting applications according to their need, and creating a full document. By now, students must be able to use their discretion to select the app software based on what they want to do. In stage 4, their interactivity with computers can also extend to other people using computers. The 4-stage approach is really simple. It starts with learners working with text and drawings independently. In stage 2, they use both text and drawings within a single application. In stage 3, they use multiple applications in parallel. In stage 4, they're working with multiple people and by extension, multiple computers in parallel. We believe that all of this can be done within the demands of the science classroom and can in fact make the science learning experience novel, engaging, and deeply rewarding for the student and you, the science cum digital skills teacher. Before you go to the next activity, where we'll focus specifically on computer-based science activities, let's look at what we've learned. Instead of a typical textbook-like listing of computer skills from the history of the computers to the World Wide Web, we have broadly classified the skills based on the abilities that the kids gain. Each classification is mapped to the skill attained, the abilities communicated, and the tools that can be applied. And that's it. Thank you for staying with us through the video. We hope to see you in the next activity.